practice when the retreat is coming. Practice have two ways to go. One is interior practice, one is exterior practice. So intensive retreat for the monastic or for the trainer is the practice that go observe interior, in order that you know better yourself, and not only you know better of yourself, but you are in the right time master yourself. Maybe proper you can master yourself. Master yourself means you are from the body and mind, you hold it yourself, not let it run into problem. So in the retreat, when we are practice four foundational mindfulness, what I know and use this skill of four foundational mindfulness for the practice of interior observation. The first thing very clear that need to be knowing is right mindfulness, right feeling, and right concentration. So it is a process from mindful, from feeling, and concentrate means stopping in a state. We call that concentrate. So here, this is the object or the main focus we want to form. So in the daily life, right mindfulness, what is right mindfulness about? When we are skillfully put into the training. Right mindful means in standing, you knowing the body. This is an object of standing. No matter what the mind going, you just pay attention. Right mindful to the body. Feeling to the body. And the mind is the body. Means the mind not separate with the body. So when you are sitting, we go more subtle. Not only know the body, but slowly let the breathing body become more bigger size than the body. So because of standing there, you have the structure, big structure, shaking, shaking, shaking. It's not firm, so you need to aware this big body, physical body, so that you aware this belly body, then the shaking of the structure will be slowly become firm and steady. Because you aware it, then it will become firm and steady. Once you sit, because of sitting is more relaxing, because of the structure only have half of it, and then it will hold more steady. Then you need to mindful to the breathing, more bigger than this physical body. So we call that breathing body become an object. So when you stay with the breathing body, then you are right mindful. Means the object is very clear, just one object for your mind. So from here, come to lying down. So lying down, no matter how you turn your body, this and that, if you are still in practice, processing in the internal observation, then you're lying down. Just know the breathing. So you just observe that, be with it, rising, ceasing, rising, ceasing, until you go away and fall asleep. So before you fall asleep, not let the hindrance take over the mind, not let your desire go into grabbing and processing, give up or abandon everything. We call that renunciate. You come to the monastic is training renunciate or training abandon. Abandon the worry of the world, abandon the connection of this relationship, that friendship, let go, because that not give you freedom, that not give you concentrate and make the mind come to right feeling into here and now. So here and now with the body, with the free breathing, that you only know, there is something that the physical nature is rising and ceasing. Here you are at life, because life means you are not dead. What is carry on? This is the only message you know. Other than this, you are already out of the concentrate object. So the concentrate object is here. The Buddha knew. This is the most set part. If you found it, you are in the concentration. If you found it, more profound meaning, you found Nibbana, not only concentrate. So here is something need to go very deep until you only know it and other else not rising in the mind. So that is what challenging of all walks of trainer. Because he not get the message yet, still have hindrance about, then he already give up. He already run away from the practice. So he's not going to mature it because he is not desire enough to overcome the desire ring. So this is something that for a trainer, most difficult and most subtle of the practice is lying down. You still carry on, observe more subtle part, means rising, ceasing, rising, ceasing of the nature of life. If you got that, means totally these four elements of wrapping will be ceased. When the four elements of wrapping ceases, then the mind will be more easy and touching to the peace and calm. Touching to the joyful means more thing that in the nature, it is not something that related to burning. Until you found it, this is called right feeling. If you don't find it, you're still in the desire, you're still in the common mind state. When a common mindset, any of the time, any of the condition, it will be danger. Danger means you cannot escape from these defilements. You cannot overcome the gratification coming in front of the contact. So that is the danger. Until you are right feeling, means I have something come in the mind. It's not in the senses, sensual contact, but it is something in the body and the mind. Mindful. If we be mindful in here, that appears. When that appearance, we call that right feeling. Means, when we contact into the sensual, we contact into the hindrance, then that kind of feeling gone. So you compare it and then you write it. Means you already know, this is something that the mind needs to be grabbing. So we call that right feeling. A lot of training until right feeling appear in the mind, this becomes first armor for the mind. Armor means protection. Concentrate and discipline. For a normal people, discipline, then he concentrate, means he follow a lot of rule, a lot of precept. Then he feel he discipline. But from the mind training of practice, he is not come from this precept. He come from concentrate. Once that right feeling is there, right concentrate. Body being purified, verbal being purified, and mental being purified. You don't have activity involved to the worldly concern. So when the 4 parts of the training is dynamic meditation, means walking meditation. So for the trainer in this intensive practice, no matter what, once you move, hand touching means palm touching, foot touching, buttock touching, your right awareness there, right concentrate there. He don't let his body moving when the touching. He is not knowing. Until when you're lying down, you know the bodily touching and changing of bodily touching. That will be more profound. A training need to go. But for a beginner, knowing your palm, knowing your footstep, when you sit, knowing your buttock, that is the starting point. Right feeling, right contact. You need to put a lot of energy and desire into this 4 postures training until a new habitual pattern is formed. Take millions of time. way. Many years, hours, uncounted hours you need to put it in. If it's mature enough, so in this very life, you turn the very body and mind into something that the Buddha mentioned, called deliverance. You turn this very body and mind into right deliverance. If you not pay enough attention, you might not see that very well, and then you're still an ordinary man. Even though you wear the uniform, even though you stay in the monastery, but once you act in the society, not much the body and mind see the skill. This is something that intensive practice for someone who really see the fruit as possible, then he will seal up everything in order that, when anything called to this, it become Mara. Mara, if we have the Western term, we call it demon. Means a disturbances for the build up. Means right now you build something, but suddenly the other condition come in this room. What you want to build? So it will distract what the conditions need to be achieved. So a lot of that condition come into our mind and body. That is why the Buddha said that, the first thing when someone comes to the monastery, we check, is this man or is this woman, or forget about man and woman, is this body and mind already enlightened for renunciate, means abandon? So the first thing called abandon is very important, but a lot of people come into the monastery not have that abandon in the mind. He have something that hang there for better living, for more easy life. Like that. That life not going to have any better improve of the training. Training for what? Training into the second highest training, means samadhi, and third highest training, wisdom. So very steady and lots of insight is not come from free, very hardship work until appear. So in the 3 months, as the tradition called rain retreat, means in the raining season, or not easy to travel in India. So they come, this is the only time, because this is the interior practice, because everything not good condition. And Buddha used, travel is already finished. You need to stay for what? Self-benefit. So this self-benefit is, for me, is very, very hard, because of many times we need to exterior not interior observation, exterior observation. Of the exterior observation, if you don't fulfill interior steadiness of the mindful, nothing you can observe exterior. Once you observe, the mind already gone, been pulled by it, because no mindful, no right mindful. Right mindful is not firm, it's easy to disturb, and then it's easy to out of the concentrate. This is why training meditation in the season of retreat become very important for the one who mature understanding, means got the right view. So with the right view, he know the right effort is right mindfulness, right concentration. Not only achieved in the monastery. So that in this retreat, not many people. It's good because of we have more space in here. I hope that everyone or you take your own time, and then we do group practice, and then we do individual practice. Just try to get rid of the disturbances, and then come back to very training moment. Let yourself form a little bit energy into the practice, in order that see, when you can see what is right mindful, that is become the first step. And the second step, when you see by your own self or experience by your own self, that is right feeling, then this is the second step. If these two steps not moving, I don't think this life will be easy to overcome burning. So what is burning? Hatred burning, greedy burning, and ignorant burning. Thank you.